All right, so next up, let's jump into our AI writing assistant. This is going to be our dedicated place to create AI content throughout the platform. Now, this is not the only place that you can create things with AI. AI is sprinkled throughout the application and your applications and your inbox and a few other places, but this is kind of a dedicated place just to create that content. Now, the nice thing throughout the platform, everything's connected. So if you create a job application, a contact, a job type, that's going to live and breathe right here. So when you create these emails, you're not re-entering that information over and over and over again. So there's a couple of different types of content that you can create. We can start with an email message, a LinkedIn post, or a cover letter. You can also create a new resume if you'd like, or work on one. Now that's a whole other feature that we'll get into at another time, but you can customize your resume, enhance it, ATS, optimize it, all of those things over there. For now, let's go ahead and jump into an email message. So depending on what type of content you're creating, we're going to ask you a different set of questions. And the first thing we need to know is what type of email are we writing? So for now, I'm going to select cold outreach. So that's going to be that initial outreach to maybe a recruiter or a hiring manager, just trying to get their attention. Next, we're going to go ahead and select that context we want to give the platform. So right now, we were working on our Anthropic application earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and click right here, select the job application as well, and I'll also select our job type. Now, job types, like I mentioned before, are just kind of a summary of a specific type of job. So when you're on your job search, you might be applying to account executive jobs, maybe SDR manager jobs, maybe customer success jobs, and maybe you're also applying to a marketing job. Each of these are going to have different requirements, knowledge, resumes. So when you select this job type, it's going to bring all that information over for you. So again, when you're creating or working with applications, you don't have to constantly be inputting that information. It's just a quick save of all that information. Down here, select an email if you have it. And I'm just going to say, I'd love to work at Anthropic. Equity, please. All right, so that's going to bring us over to our style and content page. So depending on the type of content, it's going to ask you a different set of questions. And I'm going to jump in here and say, I want to come off as friendly. There should be a standard length. And I can also enter any information I have. Now, I created this earlier. Now, in our main points, you can give us as much or as little information as you'd like. The more information you give us, the better your final output's going to be. But behind the scenes, we already set up that application, the contact, that's all being passed along, as well as information from your resume. So you do not have to put a ton of information here if you don't want to. It also has your writing style that you created in your profile section. So it's going to try to write like you as well. Now here, we have one last final preview page before we generate that content, just in case we need to make any changes or add any context that we may have left out. So I'm going to go ahead and generate that final email right now. And you'll see just in a few seconds, it already created this email from us. So we can jump in here. We have a couple of tips down below. And if we want to make any changes, we can jump in here and start working on it. So this is going to give you a really good starting point. So you're never really just looking at a blank canvas. It's taking your information, it's grabbed the information from my resume, it's taken best practices on these email templates that we should be sending and applied them right here. When you're done, go ahead and hit save. And we can use that. We can save it so we can use it or work on it at another time. We can also jump back into different history if we want as well. Like I mentioned, this isn't the only place you can use our AI writing features. You can do it directly in your email as well. But this is a really good place just to get any content writing done and get it done quickly. So if you have any questions, definitely let us know. Shoot us over an email at hello@roletrackr.com. And in the future, we'll cover a few different types of content as well. Last but not least, we'll jump into our writing history. So you'll be able to see a lot of different versions that you've done in the past if you want to jump back into something, or if you really like something, maybe you want to reuse it for a different job application later on. You'll see all the different times I've tried to record this video because there's a lot of similar stuff right here. But you can see we can jump into our favorites. If we want just cover letters or emails, we can jump into specific content get ideas once again. So like I said, if you have any questions, definitely reach out. And if you want to try out Trackr, definitely take out an account, and we'd love to see you on there. Thanks so much.